Hi, my name is Samuel McMahon II, and I am presenting to you my ministry and context capstone under the leadership of Dr. McIntyre, Reverend Williams, and my site facilitator, Pastor Lonnie Character. Hope you enjoy.
What kind of money? No blood clot money. Well, I free me, I free you. Well, do it. That block you. That block out.
Come, touch,
That block
touch, touch, touch. You're drunk, you're bad, you're tough. Touch, pussy, touch. You're bad. You're bad. Let me show you something not your fucking go down in there, so me and you. That when me suck on it's like a magnet. Pussy.
Are you weak? Are you weak? Are you weak?
Right now, you said fucking man. Bomb buckler, you see me girl to pussy clot over there, so me and you drop. See your blood clot, let me ask you today.
I'm want to see you do it too.
That boy when me feed it up.
You hear me tell him well why you belt me. I want you belt me.
You don't love it today, you know. You don't love it today. You don't love it today.
We have pastors who take advantage of the congregation in our black churches, which causes many of our deacons to feel it is their responsibility, that it is their God-given duty to safeguard the church, like the cherubim with the flaming sword is to guard the way to the tree of life. Let's briefly look now to our African heritage of Sankofa, meaning to go back and fetch or get it. We must look back to the past so that we may understand how we became what we are and move forward to a better future. The history of how the office of pastor may have started from the biblical text could be indicated in Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 to 18, when Jesus tells his disciples, who later becomes the apostles, Jesus said, "On this rock," the confession that Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, is on this confession, is on this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Jesus was telling Peter, who became an apostle, the church, the assembly of those who confess and believe that I, Jesus, am the Christ, I am placing you and the apostles as the leaders of this church. This development of the church, which is known as the ecclesia, is a gathering of citizens or families called out from their homes into some public place, an assembly. Let's just get right into the questions, the meat of the matter. Again, we're talking about restoring and trying to reconnect, or if try to establish, if you will, this this relationship between the office of pastor and deacon, because there seems to be, even from time starting of the black church, there's always been this power struggle between the office of pastor and the office of deacon. So, first question I want to ask you is, what is the role and the responsibility of the office of pastor? What do you see that office should?
Okay, first and foremost, I feel that the role of pastor, as it comes to different churches, their role may be different. But here at Saints of Christ, my definition of the role of the pastor is basically overseer of the church, which means that his duties includes making sure that all aspects of the ministry is in play. Pretty much saying, making sure that everybody is on the same basis, and not only with the staff, but also with the members. Also, the role of a pastor leads as can be as a counsel to the membership, and also not only inside of the church, but as well as outside of the church. And so the pastor role is it can be very broad, but it can be yet very sensitive. And so the main thing is for the needs of the people.
How much authority should the pastor have as it pertains to the office of pastor in the church?
Okay, it goes back to different churches may be different. I think where that comes in, let's just say if the pastor is the founder of the actual church, and I feel like that pastor has like the supreme authority within the church under God. I feel like if the pastor is called to a church, and if that pastor in the beginning have an understanding that you are here as an employee of the church, that's when I think that authority figure changes. And so it's pretty much like basically it's defined as if he's working for the church. But also, I feel like in a situation like that, it's up to the pastor and how the pastor establishes himself when he comes in.
Uh, what has been your training, and how did you function as a deacon in the church?
I was functioning as a deacon in the church to assist the pastor in all his ways. In other words, kind of like an armor bearer. Not to get ahead of the pastor, but always following through with the pastor what he brings before us, and we sit down and talk about it. And as our deacon, I help him assist the members to come to church and get interested in God's word to be saved. Help him to take care of the widows, the sick, and the orphan.
The development of the deacon office is found in Acts chapter 6, verse 1 through 6. The office was developed out of a complaint within the church body. Therefore, the apostles told the congregation, "Select from among yourselves 7 men of good reputation, full of the Spirit and of wisdom, whom we, the apostles, may appoint to this task." What task is that? The daily distribution of food and keeping accounts of the people's needs. They then had these men stand before the apostles, who prayed and laid their hands, ordaining them. So in the Black Baptist Church, the pastor and the deacons are the only ordained offices in the church. Pastor and scholar Dr. Marvin McMichael says in his book, Deacons in Today's Black Baptist Church, right from the very start, Acts 6 places the focus on a service that needs to be accomplished rather than on a position of power that needs to be filled. Another pastor and scholar, Dr. T. DeWitt Smith Jr., says in his book, The Deacon in the Black Baptist Church, the first thing to clear up is that the office was brought into being and given purpose by wise preachers who saw the need for help. I would like to give you a brief history of how these offices started in the Black Baptist Church. The first thing that should be understood is that the function of the offices of pastor and deacon should not begin or end with Baptist bylaws, but it must begin and end with the Bible. Research suggests that from the 1st century through the Middle Ages and down to the 16th century, there was no real major conflicts between these two offices due to the white oppressive system the black church found itself under. Therefore, there was no real struggle for power and authority among each other in the black church. It's when we get to the 19th century where this great shift occurred in the Black Baptist Church as a class of African Americans began to experience corporate America. This brought this idea of the term board into the church, giving this unscriptural notion that the deacon now has been given the authority to administer and oversee the church as the leader. By the 18th and 19th centuries, this practice of itinerancy found its way into the Baptist church, which was first practiced by the Methodist church.